All right, y'all. So get a load of this shit, right? If you have been watching my channel at all, I've been keeping you guys updated on my work situation. Things have not been good. I've been at this company for about 6 months now. Earlier on this year, I moved out of my parents' place, moved to a different state, different city. Just wanted to get a fresh start, and I ended up landing a job in a field that I don't necessarily like. It's not what I wanted to do, but I needed a job, needed to start paying bills and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of landed at this company, and I knew it would be temporary, but it's it's a mess there. Like, it's miserable. Everyone hates their life there. The only good thing is the people I work with. Like, I've created a lot of good friends there, and we basically like trauma bond over it, which is not necessarily healthy. And I don't mean it in like the true sense we're like trauma bonding per se, but we're all just miserable and we kind of joke about it. Um, but this place never ceases to amaze me because it's one thing after another. Myself and a lot of my coworkers, we all feel underpaid, underappreciated. They continue to put more work on our plate, and they don't give us anything in return. But I've found out something that is really really frustrating. So as I mentioned, I was hired about 6 months ago, and I actually asked for a raise maybe a little over a month ago at this point. I went to my boss's boss. I told my boss about it, and then I went to his boss, a director, and basically made my claim and said why I feel like I deserve more money. And I told him straight to his face, I said, I feel underpaid and undervalued. And he actually agreed with me that I was underpaid, but he said, you're not undervalued. And he went on to give me his reasoning for it. In my opinion, it was all bullshit. He's probably ran this course a thousand times with other employees, but I still got to make my case. And furthermore, just a little bit more context. Earlier on this year, I had come on, or earlier on in my career at this company, we actually merged a couple of departments. So my department was making a little bit less than the department we merged with. But when we merged, my title became their title. So it was not necessarily a promotion because they removed my department, but I was moving sort of upwards, if you will. Like, I was taking on more responsibility along with all the other people in my department. But they didn't bump our pay up to what the other people were making in this other department. So that pissed me off right from the start. And this wasn't too long into starting here, but I felt like I didn't have a leg to stand on with like asking to make more money when I had a meeting with my manager and his boss. I did mention it briefly, but I didn't want to get too into it. I've created a better relationship with both of those individuals now, so I feel like I can speak my mind a little bit more. And in a recent meeting, I had brought up that I was still frustrated about that, how I was making less than all the other people in my department now. And especially myself, like I take pride in my work. I feel like I do good work, and I've received positive feedback from most jobs that I've had. And just because, like, again, I take pride in my work. I started working at a young age. At the end of the day, like, I want to be able to hang my hat and say I did good work, right? I don't like to, I don't like to just skate by. I do want more for myself. I'm pretty motivated, I like to think. So all that being said, I use that as leverage to ask for a raise about a month ago. And I was told, hang tight. You're gonna get one here most likely in the new year, even if you don't necessarily meet your metrics you have to meet to get that raise. I'll squeeze it in, kind of thing. So I was like, all right, not exactly what I wanted. I wanted the raise at that point, but I can stick it out until the new year. So then some time goes by and they hire some new people. And I find out that these new hires are making more than me. Do you believe this shit? They hired new people. I've been there for 6 months, and these new hires are making more than I am. So obviously that pisses me off, right? And aside from that, they ask me and some other people to help train these people. And the other people agreed to it while you know, they're frustrated about it. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not training anyone. That's not in my job description, number one. Number two, I was still sour about making less than half the people in my department. Number three, now I find out these new hires are making more than me. You want me to train someone who's making more than me? Give me a fucking break. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's the biggest slap in the face I think I could have had when I found that out. So as you can tell, I'm a little heated about this. Really frustrating. I've been looking for new jobs. I'm really going to dial in the new year. I just have like PTO and all that kind of stuff that I have locked in for the holidays and all that kind of stuff. And even in the new year, I'm going to be traveling. So after that, I'm definitely going to be aggressively looking. And I've made other videos about that. So feel free to take a look at those on my channel. But basically, as people found out that the new hires were making more money, we brought it up to management, and my manager brought it to his boss, and it was basically, well, everyone's going to get bumped up in the new year, so they'll be making the same. And it's like, how the hell do you think that sits okay with someone who's been at your company for 6 months, right? I've been there for 6 months. I work my ass off. I'm pretty good. Like I would say I'm definitely in the top 25% of my department, and it's a large department. So like I'm one of the better people in it. And again, I'm not tooting my own horn. I just take pride in my work. I'm motivated. I do my job. Like it's not that difficult to do it. But regardless, the fact that I have to wait a whole almost a whole month or so in order to make as much as the new hires, like at this point I should be making that, and then in the new year I should be getting even more money. It's just ridiculous. They don't treat their employees with respect. They don't give a shit. They just go through employees like it's nothing. They go through, you know what they do? They go through employees like it's toilet paper. They just shit on them and throw them out, and then they move on to the next role. That's it. That's all they do, and it's really frustrating. At the end of the day, I know this is like temporary, and it's not going to be my career, but unfortunately, it is my situation right now, and at the end of the day, it's my decision to stay there, to leave, or to accept the job. So I'm not blaming anyone else, but I'm just calling out the flaws of this specific company. And I want you guys to know that if you're going through anything even remotely similar to this, start looking elsewhere, man. You deserve way better than this. If a company doesn't appreciate you, why the hell should you appreciate the company? And because of all this, I've stopped going above and beyond. Like when I first started any job, but even this job, I would try to go above and beyond. I want to learn more things. I want to, do favors for people and, create friends and learn stuff. But now I'm like, the company doesn't appreciate me. Why should I go above and beyond for them? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. So basically, what I plan on doing is in the new year, when I get bumped up to what the new hires are making, I'm gonna have a meeting with my manager and then his direct supervisor and be like, I'm gonna plead my case. Basically, what I said over this video, be like, I was making less than new hires for over a month, and now you're gonna bump me up to what they're making. You say I'm a good employee and I do a good job. That doesn't make any sense. Then that doesn't. The numbers don't add up. That math doesn't math. So then we'll see what happens. I'm going to leverage all that and see what happens. I'm still looking either way, but if shit keeps going like this, man, I literally might quit this job without another job lined up. Like I have money set aside in savings and stuff like that to live off of, so I would be okay. I don't want to do that, but if it gets to the point where I have to, I can and I will. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on all that. I know every once in a while I like to make a video just letting you guys know how like my work situation is and an update on my job search and all that kind of stuff. So I like to throw these in here every once in a while. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Aside from that, man, everything's good. Positive mindset. Everything's great. Working out a lot, going to the gym, spending time with my girl. Got the holidays, saw my family, seeing her family. So all that good stuff. But yeah, man, other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you checking in. As always, if you're new here, I post every Tuesday and Thursday and at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I post all kinds of content about personal finance, life experiences, and I just throw it over some gameplay for you guys, and I hope you can learn from it or relate to it or whatever the case may be. So if you do like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.